right, it is 2:01. I think some people are filtering in, so we will go ahead and get started. On this product demo, thanks for everyone for joining us. Let's go ahead and dig in. Let's see here. All right, you can see me on the screen there. My name is Brett Kurhofer. Just want to share a little bit about myself. I am our market strategy lead here at Hireology. I've been with the company coming up on 7 years now, and I've spent most of my time here working with Hireology customers to help them successfully streamline processes and really increase operational efficiencies across their organizations. And most of those 7 years, I've spent working with the healthcare industry specifically. But before we jump into the demo, I just want to spend a few minutes telling you about who we are as a company and how we help organizations like yours. So Hireology was founded in 2010. So we're going on 13 years now. And one of the things that makes us unique is that we take a vertical approach to the customers that we work with, meaning we get hyper-focused on a few key industries, which allows us to tailor our product specifically to those industries, and it allows us to become industry experts in the markets that we're serving. One of the biggest verticals that we work with is the healthcare industry, in which we have roughly 3,000 customers to date. And so people usually come to us for the reasons that you see here, which impact the company's bottom line. The most common challenge we hear is that they struggle to be fast enough, which is essentially a lack of speed. And when you struggle to fill open roles quickly or onboard new hires, it results in a loss of revenue from the job sitting unfilled. And having a longer time to hire also can impact the cost of your hiring process by losing out on top talent to competitors. And the second challenge we often hear is that they struggle to find quality candidates. Factors that can impact this can be high turnover, applicant capture, or lack of quality applicants. So quality issues result in higher costs and complexities from high turnover. And so our goal is to help you build your best team, and Hireology essentially has a three-prong approach to tackling these challenges. Number one, a speedy hiring process can help a business secure top talent before competitors do. The longer the hiring process takes, the higher the risk of losing qualified candidates to other opportunities. So by streamlining the hiring process and using efficient communication tools, you can speed up your hiring process without compromising on quality. Second is hiring quality candidates who have the right skills, experience, and culture fit can have a significant impact on your business. Quality hiring can lead to an increase in productivity, improved customer satisfaction, and better retention rates. And it can also help you build a strong employer brand and attract top talent in the future. And third, you see here is intelligence. So leveraging data and analytics can help you make smarter hiring decisions and gain a competitive advantage on your competition. So by tracking and analyzing recruitment metrics, businesses can gain insight into the effectiveness of their recruitment strategies and make data decisions to improve their hiring process overall. And so our platform has a track record proven to increase speed and quality. Our clients have seen significant improvements in their hiring process, including reduced time to hire and increased applicant quality. And so we know that time is of the essence when it comes to filling open positions, and we're proud to say that Hireology can reduce the time to hire by 50%. That means you can have top quality candidates in front of you in half the time it would typically take. But we also know that speed isn't the only important factor when it comes to hiring. Our platform can also help increase the quality of applicants by 60%. And so with Hireology, you can rest assured that you're getting the best possible candidates for your open positions. And so that's just a little bit about Hireology as a company and how we help organizations like yours in the hiring process. But why we're here today is to see a product demo of our platform. So let's go ahead and jump into that. We do have a Q&A section here in our Zoom panel. So if there are questions along the way, feel free to put them in the Q&A section, and I'm going to leave about 5 minutes towards the end to address any questions that you all have when going through the demo. Now, before we jump into the inside of Hireology, I want to talk about one thing that is key, which is how we help organizations drive applicants to the Hireology platform. First is that we help you connect to leading job boards across the industry. Think Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Google for Jobs. We help you connect to the business page on your LinkedIn site, on your Facebook business page. We also connect to job boards like Jubal, Lenza, Talent.com, CareerJet, and JobCase. There's about 10 in all, where when you open a role with Hireology, we'll connect that to all the job boards. And here's what it looks like. When you open a role, you have two options. Number one, you can create a job from scratch, or what a lot of customers do is create templates where they can use an existing job. That way they don't have to recreate the wheel every single time they want to open a new role. So they can come in here and use a template and get this job posted. We can type in our job details, show a pay range. We can optimize our search by putting our location in. Of course, we use a job template, so it's going to pull in the job description automatically, and you can always edit as you see fit. So we've built the job description. Now let's go ahead and build the hiring steps. So what steps do we want a applicant to go through in order to get hired at our organization? We can list that out here, and anything we want to add or delete, we can do so and edit to our own customization. So if we want to say, hey, we're not going to do a phone screen, we can simply exit that out, or we can always add it back in. So you're editing here the steps that you want a applicant to go through, completely customizable. Then we're going to review it. All looks good. And we can choose to make this public and send it out to all the job boards in your career site. We can make it internal if we want to, or if you need to go through an approval process, you can always mark it as pending and open it at a later date once you have the approval internal that you need. So that's how to open a job. And I mentioned that once you open a role within Hireology, it goes to all the job boards that I listed. But another great way to bring applicants in the door is via a branded career site. And so what I want to show you now is a customer of Hireology by the name of the Wedco District Health Department. They've been a customer for a couple years now, and what they do a really great job of is highlighting their employer branding. So if I'm a job seeker, and what we know to be true is about 70% of job seekers will look at a company's website before deciding to apply. I come to their employment section and I can click to learn more about what it's like to work at the Wedco District Health Department. So if I click on this link here, I am taken to a dedicated landing page, specifically highlighting the opportunities that are available at Wedco and why I, as a job seeker, should want to come work for them. Some things I want to point out. They have actual pictures of the staff here doing fun and engaging things on their website. They talk about their legacy as a business. They list all of their benefits in big, bold branding right here. So I know besides a paycheck, what else can I get from this employer? Of course, I can spotlight all my locations here on a map so I can see as a job applicant where I am best suited to apply. I love what they do here. They do an employee spotlight. So if you have someone who has received professional development or has been promoted from within, or maybe they've just been there for 5 or 10 years and they love working for you, ask them to give a few sentences on why they like working for you and put that on your career site. You can, of course, list your mission statement and talk about how many locations you have and how many employees. This is just sort of the front page here. And what we're going to go to next is they decided to do an About Us section. So they want to talk more about their company and why they're a great place to work. So they talk about their history. They've been around since the 1970s. They've won multiple awards during that time, and they highlight them right here. They also do a great job of putting content on here, in this case, a video, and a job seeker can see this and learn a little bit more about why they're a great place to work. I thought this is really cool. They do a career path section as well. So if you are an entry-level employee, What can we offer you via a career path as a way of getting promoted and working your way up? So they outline this pretty clearly right here. And what we're doing here is attracting job seekers as opposed to just job applicants, right? People want to come work at a place where they can grow and they can be long term. And this provides them the clarity and the understanding to say, hey, if I work here starting at this position, this is my career path to move up. Anything you can do to highlight that is going to be a great thing for your job seekers. And of course, you can go to the job openings and you can see a list of the roles. Of course, you can highlight and sort them by department. You can sort them by city. And if I click on one of the open roles here, I see the job description right here. I can scroll down and I see the application. I love what they do here. They make it short and sweet, right? Name, email, phone number, address, were you referred by anybody, and attach your resume, and then submit the application. So if I'm a job seeker, I'm probably applying to 10 to 15 jobs at any given time. That's what the market is today. And so if I come across a job where the application is requiring me to put in a username and password or fill out a 7-page application, that's not ideal for me. I'm probably just going to move on because I have so many other options. What we want to do is make the barrier to apply, the barrier to talk to you, as short and simple as possible. And what we're doing here is making it mobile friendly as well, so it's easy to apply to the open roles. All right. We've collected applicants, we've gotten them in the door. Now we want to run them through our hiring process. And what you can see here is our jobs tab. Typically, this is where hiring managers are going to spend the majority of their time. They can see a list of all the open roles here. Let's focus on this registered nurse role. In this example, we have 10 applicants, so 10 people who have applied to our role, but some sort of action needs to be taken. And one person is brand new, meaning they have applied and we have not reviewed them yet. So we know we got to get to them right away. Within this role for registered nurse, we also have 13 candidates, meaning we have an additional 13 people who have applied, but we know that they're qualified and we are actively engaging them in the hiring process. Maybe we're setting up an interview, maybe we are collecting references, maybe we're at the offer letter stage. Applicants are people who have applied and need action taken. Candidates are people who have applied, we know are quality, and that we're actively moving them forward in the process. So let's go ahead and click into our applicants tab here and see what that looks like. Once we're in our applicants tab, we can easily see a list of everybody who has applied to our open role with all their information in one place. I can see name, the date in which they applied. I can see their source. So where did they apply from? Were they an internal referral? Did they come from our career site? Did they come from a job board? We can list that out here. Of course, we can always sort by our survey score, and this is what most customers do. We can have a pre-screened survey automatically sent once somebody applies to our open roles, and it looks like this. It's just a true-false questionnaire, completely customizable, that can be sent out. And it's really going to help you understand who's a good fit for your open roles and who's not qualified. Going to give them a score of 0 to 100. And that way, when your hiring managers come in here, they can easily see of all the applicants who've applied, who's the most qualified and that you should reach out to right away, and who's unqualified and is really going to be a waste of your time. So you know what? Let's just reject them and move on. Over here to the right, you can see some internal communication tools. If it's my job, for instance, to rate an applicant and my coworker Katie comes in and she needs to interview them, I can leave feedback for Katie on what sort of star rating I give the applicants based on my opinion. I can also leave comments. Hey, I can @ somebody in the comment here and say @ Katie, look at this person first. And Katie knows to come in here and review that resume right away. But what's really impactful is this tag feature. Tags are a great way to leave a qualification on an applicant that you may want to use at a later date. A really good example is Donald Sutherland right here. He's applied, he's got some tags on him. So let's go take a look. I see that Donald Sutherland applied, but he's interested in third shift weekends. Well, right now, we don't have a third shift role. He looks great, but unfortunately, I don't have the role that he wants. So we're going to have to decline him, unfortunately. But it's not to say that I wouldn't hire him in the future. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make note of that. I'm going to say, add a tag that he is a third shift weekend interest. And maybe in 6 months, when we open a third shift role, before we post the job to the public, what we can do is come into our candidate database right here, and we can search through all of our past applicants. And I'll say, show me everybody who has applied over any time that meets the criteria that they wanted to work third shifts, and we can apply this filter. Now I've searched my entire applicant database that I've collected over time, and I have pulled up immediately 6 people who all expressed interest in working the third shift role. Well, all of a sudden, I, as a hiring manager, have 6 qualified people who expressed interest in this role previously. I can select all, add them to a job, and send either a mass text or mass email asking them if they'd be interested in reapplying to our open role, thus targeting past qualified applicants and speeding up time to hire for qualified people who might fit that role. So just a good use case on how to leverage tags within the system here. If I don't like somebody, no worries, I can decline them. And we can give a disposition code as to why. So you know what, maybe they failed to show up for the interview, and we can move them to declined. I can also easily send a rejection letter right there. But if I like somebody, I'm going to click advance, and then they're going to be taken to the candidate tab, which is where I'm going to continue the interview process. Now, I can customize this interview process any way I want. I mentioned that before. So this left to right process, I have some customers who have, 3 steps and then they make an offer. I have some customers who maybe they're hiring for a management level role and they want it to be 5 or 6 steps or longer. You can customize it any way you want. But some key things to highlight here, first off, is our SMS feature. It's really easy to send text messages through our platform. And so what I can do here is say, you know what, I want to select Karen, Rose, Allie, Harold, and Anna, and I'm going to ask about their availability to come in for an interview. What we can do is just select their name, click SMS. We can create a template. So let's go ahead and confirm their interview for tomorrow maybe, and we can send this out, and it's going to go to all of them individually. The ability to have mass and unlimited texting throughout the platform allows you to get to your applicants faster than the competition and on a device that they always have on them, their cell phone. What we know to be true with customers who leverage texting is that they actually see a 20% decrease in interview no-show rates, and they see the time to hire decrease by up to 5 days. So leveraging that communication that applicants prefer and always have on them, their cell phone, is a way to get to them faster and get them in the door hired faster. A couple other things to call out here. If we scroll down and we want to schedule an interview, we make that process very easy for our applicants. So let's go ahead and schedule an interview with Rose Zhang. If we schedule the interview here, I can connect my calendar to this platform, and we can launch a scheduler. And I can say, hey, I want to do a phone interview for 30 minutes. The interviewer is going to be Brett Kerhofer. We'll click next. And I can select what times I want to share with Rose on when I can do an interview. So I'll say, yep, I want to show her availability on Friday. Here's all of my available times. And I'm sending Rose my availability so she can choose a time that's best for her. We'll create an invite and we'll shoot her a quick email with our interview link right there. And then now what I have seen, I'll show you on my personal email here, is that I, as an applicant, have received an interview schedule request. I can click when to schedule the interview, and I can say, What time as an applicant works best for me? How about 12:30? Let's confirm the interview. And my job as an applicant is done. It was super easy. And as a hiring manager, I didn't have to go through all the back and forth of confirming what times work, what doesn't work. It's a faster way and an easier way to get interviews scheduled. Again, helping reduce the time to hire. The other thing I wanted to show you here is our ability to send offer letters directly through the platform. So let's say we liked Rose, we want to send her an offer letter. We can create templates. So we'll do a basic offer letter template, and you can see that our offer letter template populates right here. All I have to do is select the start date as, let's say, the 22nd. I can customize the pay rate if need be, pay period, pay frequency, and I can create an offer. Again, easily sending this to Rose and create an offer letter directly through this platform. It gets sent to our applicant here. She opens it up, she signs it, and it gets sent directly back to us. We can, of course, download it and save it for our files as well. One last thing I wanted to highlight here before we go into our Q&A section is our insights reporting. So in our insights reporting, we have a couple different reports to show you and to measure. First is your 30-day overview. Think about this as your front page news. What are the most important things that you should be looking at every day? So measuring average time to review, how many quality applicants do you have? How many hires have you made month over month? What's your fill rate? And do you have any open jobs without a hire that maybe you need to rethink your strategy? We can also dig in to hiring velocity, which is to say the process that we're using, is it working? I can track things like the percentage of applicants that are being reviewed. I can see here, I've broken this up by hiring manager. I can also break it up by job, or if I have a multiple location facility, I can break it up by location. So I can see here across all my locations, who is actually reviewing all the applicants and who is struggling. I can set a goal and hold my hiring team accountable, and we can also benchmark you against your industry average. So you know, is this a competitive advantage for you, or is this an opportunity for you to be better? We can track things like time to review as well, average time spent in each hiring step. So your average is in blue, the industry average is in gray. What are you really good at? And what are you losing a leg up on the competition against? So you know where to dig in and make some changes. And of course, time to hire. From when they click apply to when you click hire, how quickly are they moving through this entire process? Then you see things like process adherence. So are my hiring managers following the process? Or do I have hires being made with incomplete steps? Do I have candidates in the process right now with incomplete steps? This is essentially an accountability report to make sure that the process is being followed the way that you want. And then third is applicant sourcing. So this is to say, hey, across all of our channels that we're driving applicants from, how many total applicants are we receiving and how many of those are deemed quality? I want to be able to see a breakout by source. I can see that right here. I can also see conversion rates by source across all channels. So I can easily see across all the sources that we posted to, how many applicants did we receive? How many were moved to the candidate phase, meaning that they're qualified? How many completed the entire interview process? And at the end of the day, how many did we hire? It might feel really good to see a ton of applicants over here on the left-hand side, but if they're not converting at the rate that we want, we're still getting the same amount of hires as another performing channel. So this helps you understand channel performance. And if you have to shift around your recruitment marketing budget, we can give you the data and intelligence to make sure that you're seeing the highest ROI on that job board spend. So that's the high-level demo of Hireology. So a couple of things to touch on real quick. Everything that I have gone through today is in our essentials package. We also offer more products that can be added on, also part of our professional and all-in-one packages, things like referrals, document collection and onboarding, testing and background checks and some more features that we offer. So if you are interested in learning more about any of these additional features or our professional and all-in-one packages, feel free to reach out and schedule a demo with myself or another member of our team. And that's all I have for you today. We left an email here if you want to go ahead and contact our team for more questions, additional content, or to learn more about our healthcare recruitment and hiring platform. So if you have any questions or want to learn more or to see a demo yourself in depth, just go to info@hireology.com and we will be able to assist you. I've got a few minutes left here, so I want to turn it over to any Q&A. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the chat and we're happy to go through it. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining today's product demo. Hope you got some good tidbits about recruitment and hiring. If you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out to info@hireology.com and we are happy to help. Thanks again.